Should you rent or should you get a mortgage? In this video, we're going to look at the pros and cons of you renting a property and also pros of you buying a property yourself. My name's Anthony from Bolt Mortgages, and if you want to find out more details about the house buying process, don't forget to press like and subscribe now. Firstly, let's look at the benefits of renting. One of the big drawbacks of people getting on a property ladder is having a huge deposit up front. When you're looking at renting a property, this is just not something that you would need. So a big benefit of renting is if you have got the income to be able to afford the rent, you need your own space, but you don't have the deposit available, it puts you in a position where you can still go get your own space and rent yourself out a property without having to put a huge amount of deposit down. Another big benefit of renting a property is that you're not responsible for repairs to be done on the house. It's usually down to the landlord. So running a property is fine, it's nice owning one. However, there are some downsides where if there are any issues with the property, you need to make the repairs done yourself. There are, however, a few big drawdowns on renting a property. So when you go through the renting process, you're never actually building up any capital yourself for future, for retirement. And if you're renting a property now and you never end up buying a property, you end up renting for your entire life. On top of that, as property prices increase, this is how a lot of people gain a lot of wealth in the long run. Although markets have peaks and troughs, if you're holding on to it long term, you do put yourself in a position where you can earn money over a long period of time. And renting property, not only are you burning money every time you pay your rental income and pay somebody else's mortgage, but you're also getting no capital appreciation as you're going through the process. Let's look at the benefit of getting a mortgage and owning the property yourself. One of the big upsides of owning a property is counter to renting a place, is that every time you make a payment, you pay some interest to the bank and you're paying a little bit of capital and building up your own equity inside your property. On top of that, if you look at the historical prices of properties, over a long term, you can see as an average, the property price is increasing quite dramatically, which means that you can upsize to a bigger property in the future, or you're actually building some capital if you ever needed to use it later on in life. Getting a mortgage also provides you with some stability. So for example, if you are renting a property and your landlord decides to sell the house and they need you to get you out, there's not an awful lot you can do. However, if you own the property yourself, as long as you're paying your mortgage payments, you've got complete stability and security of knowing exactly what's going to happen and have a bit more control over your home for yourself and your family. And of course, there are some drawbacks in getting a mortgage. So for example, you do need to get yourself a bigger deposit available to be able to purchase a property. And although sometimes your monthly repayments can sometimes be cheaper than the rent, they do need you to put a deposit down up front for lenders to be able to lend on a property for yourself. The other downside is as you own the property, you are 100% responsible for any upkeep and repairs on anything that goes wrong. So in conclusion, both having a mortgage and owning a property and renting a property out, both have their pros and cons. And if you want to find out any more details about the house buying process, don't forget to press like and subscribe now.